All right, let's talk about how I made the books in this photo. Now, before I start, I want to sort of begin by saying that, there's a lot of ways to make books that I found on YouTube. And for me and for what I need 1/12 scale books that work with, 1/12 scale and also Mythic Legions. I need to be able to make them pretty quickly and pretty straightforward and pretty inexpensively. I need them to be able to function by, opening and closing and having some pages. And I don't need them to take a long time to make. So that being said, the way that I chose to go about making my books is in this video. And it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. It checks all the boxes. So these are the books. One thing I will say about these books, though, is since they are made out of cardstock, once you open the books, they tend to stay open. So if you want to put them on a shelf or something in your dios, you want to take pictures with them closed, just sitting back on a bookcase somewhere that I made. Plug. Anyway, you can take hair ties, little invisible clear hair ties. You can buy them on Amazon, and what I do is I just stick them on the back side of the book. That way, when you put them on a table, they'll sort of, sit there. Well, see if I can fumble my way through this on the camera. They'll sit there and stay closed. If you don't have them with the little hair ties on there, then they'll tend to just open up and fluff out a little bit and not look totally natural. That's the only thing, man. So that being said, let's get into the video. Going to need some Mod Podge, glue stick, ruler, X-Acto knife, maybe some scissors, and hot glue. There's different weight cardstock here. For the cover of these books, I've chosen to use a 100-pound sort of light brown cardstock. It makes it look a little bit older. And for the pages I've used, I think this is more like a 60-pound cardstock. And it allows for a little bit more flexibility with you can see the difference in thickness of cardstock there. One is for the cover and one is for the pages. So and we're gonna cut these rascals. After we make sure to spray them with a little Mod Podge aerosol, protects the pages, gives them a little bit of a nice finish on there. And if some of the pages come with a little white on the borders, or they come a little narrower because you cut it wrong, don't really worry about that too much. It's not going to hurt anything. These are books of old. They were imperfect. They were imperfect, but the magic was potent. You know what I'm getting at. Okay. And we'll just cut them in blocks of 2. Now you can use the blade, you can use scissors, it's all in what you want to do, man. Options. Okay, we got options here. I like the blade because I don't trust my hands trying to cut them this narrow. but it's all up to you. We got options. Okay, we got a little white there. It's not a big deal, not a deal breaker. We can age it. We don't want a big hunk of white on the bottom, but you know, a little bit is fine. Okay, so we're good with the cutting part of it. Okay. We'll grab a little piece of cardboard. And what you want to do is you want to find a front and a front and a back. So and kind of match them up like that. You don't want like two fronts, right? Yeah, you want to match them up. Okay, and we'll take our glue. Okay, and we'll do both sides. Make sure it's right. Whoops. Then slide it around on here. There you go. Okay. Press it down. Set it to the side. Okay. Alright, now we've got all these rascals here. Glued on the fronts and backs, and so you know, we've got them all glued on the front and back. And don't really worry if you see a little tiny bit of white on an edge or something. It's fine. Don't stress over it. You can trim it off if you want. You can leave it on. You know, it's not a big deal. You can go through with a little pigment at the end and dust it and you know, knock the white back, and it's going to look just fine. So don't worry about if you get a little bit too much excess on some of it. You don't want a big gob of white that extends beyond the, you know, the print, but this, I get a little crazy with the glue stick sometimes. But yeah, we're good. So see how it's that way, and then on the back side it's still the right way. So what we want to do is we want to just take these and
fold them over. Just give them a quick fold on something creased like that. Okay. Set it off to the side. Okay, if you do it off a little bit like that, don't worry about it, man. Sometimes it's gonna happen. It's not a big deal. And these have already been Mod Podged. So if we touch them with our fingers and stuff, it's not gonna rub the ink off, or it's not gonna ruin them because we've already spray sealed these rascals. What we need to do now is determine what book covers we're going to make, or what books we're going to make. So we'll set these off to the side, because each one of these book covers has a little thicker spine than the other. They're all the same width and length, but the spine is thicker, and so some will take more pages than the others. So like if you want to make this one with a really thick spine, you'll have to add more pages, and the ones with the thinnest spines take the least amount of pages. So, I mean, you might want to print out a couple pages and do this if you want to make all the style books. But one page printed like this and cut and folded, you'll be able to get two books out of this. So we'll go ahead and cut these rascals. And these have been Mod Podged also, so we don't have to worry about. And that's important because later on we're gonna add some pigments and maybe some washes to them or something. Mostly pigments, because washes will get stuff kind of soggy and start to buckle. We don't want to buckle. No buckling. A buckle-free zone. You better not buckle, boy. I just made that up. Like that? See what you get when you hang around? Get a bunch of nonsense. Get a bunch of clumsy nonsense. And you don't want to go, you really kind of want to cut these right on the line if you can. There's a little overhang, but we don't want to cut these too narrow, because then the pages are going to stick out. So we don't want that. Okay. We've got a book cover. Yay. Same thing. Fold them on the spine. Same thing here, fold it on the spine. Okay. Seems like this one could fold a little bit better. It's one of those rebellious ones. Okay, now we've got the covers folded up. One of the things you want to do, you want to decide. So one page of, like I was saying earlier, one page will cut. One page of these cut will fill up either one of these books, minus a couple pages, or you know, 2 of these books, the difference is the thickness in the spine. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If you were to take, say, 4 of these, okay, and get them all scrunched up. We're going to pretend these are glued together. And you shove them in to this book here, okay? You could make one like this. You could add 1 more page to this if you wanted, and make it a little bit thicker. Then you've got 1 book there. Then you've got, let's do 4 in the next one. That's 4 there. Maybe it'll take 5. We'll see. It's a little bit thinner. Yeah, you could do. Do another one in there. Don't be cheap. Oh, not on the top. We'll put it. Well, I just ruined that. That went right south, didn't it? Boy, I'll tell you what. If it wasn't for clumsiness, I wouldn't have any style. So. You could get 2 of these books made with 1 page. Okay. And then you have some extra, or you could make 1 of these and 1 of these, or you could just print out multiple pages and fill them all up. But let's move on to the next step. So that's kind of what we want to do right here. We want to see what we're going to make, and I think we'll make these 2 small ones. So here's one thing that people I've seen in the videos often do, and it's a good practice, but for what I'm doing, I find it doesn't work as well. They use the PVA glue, and then they clamp the pages and let them dry overnight. I'm really not having time for that, so I'm just going to tell you now. I'm trying to get stuff done, make it look good, and I think the approach that I'm doing works well. There's a balance of quality and efficiency and time it takes to get it done, and overall appearance of the book and how it scales with the figure. So I think that being said, I think that the way I'm going to do this works well. Not to say that the PVA glue doesn't. I just don't see the need for the PVA glue and the dry time. So what I'll do is, saving one of these little bits of paper over here, we'll just go through here with the glue gun that's been heating up, and we'll do like we're welding. We'll just kind of go back and forth, boom, boom, create a nice little bead. Okay, and this is the important part. Okay, we'll sort of squeegee that off in there. Okay, we'll make 2 passes with that. So I might have went a little crazy with it there. It's all right. Not a big deal. There we go. And see, that gets in there and fills it in pretty nice. We got a little bit there we can fill in. We'll let that continue to dry. Over here to the side. Why we do these. Same process. Make sure they're all facing the right way. That would be kind of weird. Okay. I hate to have 2 leftover pieces. Maybe we can fit them in here. Let's see. Maybe we can fit one more in. Yeah, I think we probably can. I think we can get one more in there. Yeah. Oh, that's not going in because it's inside that one. Yeah, I think we can get one more in there and be good. Let's put one more in there and we'll glue these rascals in, and then we have a full book. See, that one comes out a little bit. We'll have to trim that bad boy. Not a big deal. We'll trim that right now. So it's always best to make sure that the pages will fit before you glue them. Like anything, you want to dry fit it, and make sure that everything's like good before you go on and make it permanent. Okay. Looks like we're good there. Same thing, just.
So GoPro has put me in time-lapse mode for some reason, but let me show you what I'm doing. I'm just gluing some hot glue down into the spine of the book, pressing in the already glued book pages, making sure everything, fits perfectly. No pages extend beyond the top or bottom or out the front, or back cover, and clamping them and letting them dry. The goal here, when I say, we're going to weather these pages, the edges, is really we're just going to knock back the color a bit. We don't want the white to be so brilliant. You can do this best with pigments, soft chalk pastels ground up, or just take soft chalk pastels and rub them on the pages. You could probably even use brown crayon. The cardstock is rigid enough where you can color on it with some brown crayon, and weather it up that way. But the goal is, whichever way you do it, just to take the white pages and make them a little more brown. I hope you like this video. You like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check me out on Instagram. My Patreon. Patreon members will get these books, covers, and pages free. And here's some pictures. Take care, everybody. I appreciate you watching.